Dear students, now we are going to discuss the ethical issues in marketing. What, what do you mean by ethics? Ethics refers to they are the moral principles and values that govern the actions and decisions of an individual and group. That is, ethics is equal to, we can put in a formula, ethics is equal to the moral principles plus values. The moral principles and values which an individual or a particular group is having, and whatever action that that has been taken by these individuals or these groups, and these actions, their decisions will always be governed by these kinds of moral principles and values. Then we can say that it is ethics. Okay, so simply saying, an individual is having some principles, some moral principles in his life, and he is holding some values. So whatever the decision taken by him, or whatever may be the behavior shown by him, that will be highly influenced or guided by the ethics that he or she is having. And now we are going to discuss what are the ethical issues in marketing. What do you mean by ethical issue? Ethical issue means it refers to some situation or problem or opportunity that a person or organization requires, selecting from among different actions that must be evaluated as right or wrong or ethical or unethical. So what is ethical issue? Ethical issue എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എന്താണ്? അതെന്ന് പറയുന്നത്, ഇറ്റ് മീൻസ് സം സിറ്റുവേഷൻ, ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരു സാഹചര്യമാവാം, ഇല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു പ്രശ്നമാവാം, അതുമല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇറ്റ് ക്യാൻ ബി കൺസിഡേർഡ് ആസ് ആൻ ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റി, അതൊരു അവസരമാകാം. പ്രത്യേകത ഇതാണ്, അതൊരു വ്യക്തിയോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു ഓർഗനൈസേഷനോ ഈസ് ഹാവിങ് സോ മെനി അൾട്ടർനേറ്റീവ് കോഴ്സസ് ഓഫ് ആക്ഷൻ ബിഫോർ ഹിം. ഒരാളുടെ മുൻപിൽ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു സ്ഥാപനത്തിന് മുന്നിൽ ഒരുപാട് അൾട്ടർനേറ്റീവ്സ് ആർ ദെയർ. അങ്ങനെയുള്ള അൾട്ടർനേറ്റീവ്സ് ഉള്ളപ്പോൾ പല അൾട്ടർനേറ്റീവ്സ് ഉള്ളതിൽ നിന്നും ഒരു അൾട്ടർനേറ്റീവിനെ നമ്മൾ തിരഞ്ഞെടുക്കുന്നു. വി ആർ ഇവാലുവേറ്റിംഗ് ഇറ്റ്, നമ്മളതിനെ വിലയിരുത്തിയതിന് ശേഷം തിരഞ്ഞെടുക്കുന്നു. അങ്ങനെ വിലയിരുത്തുമ്പോൾ വി ആർ കൺസിഡറിങ് വെദർ ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് റൈറ്റ് ഓർ ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് റോങ്, ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് എത്തിക്കൽ ഓർ അൺഎത്തിക്കൽ. അങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു സാഹചര്യത്തിനെയാണ് എന്തെന്ന് പറയുന്നത്? എത്തിക്കൽ ഇഷ്യൂ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. ദറ്റ് ഈസ്, എത്തിക്കൽ ഇഷ്യൂ മീൻസ് 3 കാര്യങ്ങളാവാം. എന്തൊക്കെയാണ്? ഒന്ന്, മേ ബി എ സിറ്റുവേഷൻ, ഒരു സാഹചര്യം, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു പ്രശ്നം, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റി. ദറ്റ് ഈസ്, എത്തിക്കൽ ഇഷ്യൂ റെഫേഴ്സ് ടു സം സിറ്റുവേഷൻ, പ്രോബ്ലം ഓർ ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റി. അതിൻ്റെ പ്രത്യേകത എന്താണ്? അത് ഒരാളോ ഒരു സ്ഥാപനമോ കുറേ ആൾട്ടർനേറ്റീവ്സിൽ നിന്നും തിരഞ്ഞെടുക്കേണ്ടതാണ്. എങ്ങനെയാണ് തിരഞ്ഞെടുക്കുന്നത്? അത് ശരിയാണോ തെറ്റാണോ, റൈറ്റ് റോങ് എത്തിക്കൽ അൺഎത്തിക്കൽ എന്നുള്ളത് നോക്കിയിട്ട്. ഓക്കെ, സോ വി ക്യാൻ കണ്ടിന്യൂ ദ ഡെഫിനിഷൻ. ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റി, that a person or organization requires selecting from among different actions that must be evaluated as, എങ്ങനെയാണ് അത് ഇവാലുവേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്? ഇവാലുവേറ്റഡ് ആസ് റൈറ്റ് or wrong or ethical or unethical. So such a situation is termed as ethical issue. So this ethical issues are common nowadays. Okay, so very simply saying, if we are doing something in marketing, or we are doing something, and what we are doing is, sometimes it may be legally right, Okay, even then it may be unethical. Then how it becomes, then how we can consider it as unethical, how we can find it is unethical? That is simple. If our customer feel that he has been cheated, okay, he has been deceived by the marketer, then what you have done is unethical, even though it is legally right. So we cannot say anything which is legally right is ethical. We cannot say so. That means a thing which is legally right may come to be unethical. So the very simple technique to identify whether you have done an ethical thing or an unethical thing is to look at the customer, to look at your customer. See that whether he feels he has been defeated or not. If defeated means deceived, not defeated, deceived or cheated. അയാൾ പറ്റിക്കപ്പെട്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്, കസ്റ്റമർ പറ്റിക്കപ്പെട്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങളാൽ ചതിക്കപ്പെട്ടിട്ടുണ്ട് എന്നൊരു ഫീലിംഗ് കസ്റ്റമർക്കുണ്ട് എങ്കിൽ യു മേക്ക് ഷുവർ ദാറ്റ് യു ഹാവ് ഡൺ ആൻ അൺഎത്തിക്കൽ തിങ്. ഓക്കെ, സോ marketing, in marketing field, these unethical practices are many. Nowadays we are facing many unethical practices, and there is hardly any field to find any not having any unethical practices. So let's have a look on this marketing ethical issues in marketing. Okay, and majority of the ethical issues which we can find with the marketing is having some high element of relation with advertisements, because it is through the advertisement the marketers are communicating with the customer. So whatever we are promoting through advertisement may lead to some unethical issues. So let us have a look on the important ethical issues in marketing. The first thing is conflict of interest. So what do you mean by conflict of interest? It refers to a situation where an individual is having his own interest and organization is having another interest. That is, if an individual acts for his own or her own selfish concerns rather than the long-term interest of the organization, then we can say there is a conflict of interest and it is unethical so far as concerned with the company. So the best example in this case is bribing, കൈക്കൂലി കൊടുക്കുക എന്നുള്ളത്. Even though bribing may give immediate short-term positive results to the organization and to the salesperson, in the long run it is not good for the company. So whatever we do for the company, we should keep in mind the long-term benefit of the organization. So these kinds of bribing should be completely avoided. So this is considered as the conflict of interest, and this is an ethical issue that we are having now with marketing. Then the second one is false and deceptive promotion. That is, it refers to, I have already mentioned that the marketers are communicating with the audience, with the customers through advertisement. So naturally, whatever being promoted or communicated through advertisements will be influencing the customers. The customers are purchasing something because they have been influenced through the advertisement or promotional techniques adopted by the company. So if some false or deceptive advertising has been done, false information has been given, or we are manipulating the some some information, or we are withholding some information from reaching the customer. That means at the time we are selling the product, we know that this product is unsafe for the customers, but we are not looking into, we are just withholding that information. Then it is we can say it is what, it is a case of false promotion. Okay, so ultimately it will affect the health of the customers. Then again we know that, suppose you take the case of the Volkswagen scandal that has happened in America. The Volkswagen, while selling their passenger cars, they have made some corrections in the IC chips, and they have ultimately what was the result is the element of pollution which is emitted by Volkswagen vehicles has come down to a larger extent. So this is a highly unethical practice which was done by manipulating the IC chips in the vehicles manufactured by this particular company. Ultimately it was challenged in the court, and the reputation of this particular company has come down, and so many agencies which are working for the environmental protection has come before Volkswagen, and this has caused Volkswagen a huge loss in their money, not only in money but also in the goodwill, reputation, image, etc. of the company. So this is considered as a false and deceptive promotion adopted by that particular company. Again, another issue which is related with the false information, that is mainly with the drug companies. That means when they are giving some medicines, many companies are keeping quiet about the side effects. They are not mentioning the side effects of using that particular medicine. Again, sometimes they may be claiming or what they will misinform the customers that their products or their drugs are having high healing powers, actually which is not having so. Okay, so this is also an issue, ethical issue in marketing. Then let's move on to the third point, that is it corrupts the minds of youngsters. So mainly we can look at the advertisements that we are having now. So almost all kinds of advertisements are contain some vulgarity, some nude poses, and maybe having some exciting emotions or indecent statements, etc. And these advertisements corrupt the mind of youngsters, and these youngsters may be prompted to use the unhealthy products like the cigarettes, liquor, etc. മലയാളത്തിൽ തന്നെ നമുക്ക് മുൻപ് ഒരു പരസ്യം ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു, വൈകിട്ടെന്താ പരിപാടി എന്ന് പറയുന്ന മോഹൻലാലിൻ്റെ ഒരു പരസ്യം. So that advertisement itself says something about you should do something in the evening. Okay, so this is the way through which an advertisement, through which a marketing practice corrupt the minds of youngsters.